Hey peoples! How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Friday! Oh, I'm just trying to get my chat screen up. There we going. How we going, everyone? Hey Rem, I saw Rem. I saw you here very, very early. Hey Nadine. Hey Zoof boy. How you doing? So yeah, this is a little bit of a change to my planned schedule. I was going to be streaming Prehistoric Kingdom tonight, but kind of got myself all caught up in the PZ hype this week. I was kind of not going to plan to do a stream this week, it being Easter and it being the fact that I've put out a couple of videos for Planet Zoo this week already with the DLC thing. But I kind of got all excited. I kind of got all caught up in the DLC hype, and biscuits came this morning, so Planet Zoo biscuits arrived this morning. So I was like, I'm definitely gonna. Hey Guy, how you doing? Hey Lindsay. So yeah, I'm gonna be starting something today, which I don't really know where this is gonna go. Hey Razzle. I don't really know where this is gonna live yet, but it's like a South America. It's a East Asia thing. It's a temple build. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's go to that one. So it's got a long way to go, but we're going to do a bit of this tonight. We'll do a bit of this tonight. And the two Planet Zoo videos I uploaded have not done the best. I was wondering why. It's really difficult in DLC weeks, to be honest. It can be really difficult in DLC weeks. There are so many different reasons why a video won't do well. But to be honest, I think that the key to anything in terms of like YouTube stuff is just to like know that the next video is coming. Just to look at it, take a look at it. Could you have done, could the title have been better? Could the thumbnail have been better? Is it like, are you going to be able to compete in that space? Are you putting out a piece of content that everybody else is doing? Like update videos for DLC is pretty difficult. Like of the two videos that I put one up about the free update and one up about the animals. And I kind of knew that was going to be the animals one was going to be a difficult one to compete in. But you just got to kind of learn and move on to the next one. Those tiny squares on the stone mosaic in the thumbnail, are those the East Asia fence pieces? So I'll show you what I've done. Basically, I'm going to release at some point. I have built a kit for this, or like a set for this, a building set. There is going to be a speed build video that goes alongside this at some point. But it all started from... Where's the bit that it all started from? It all started from this piece. So most of them are Asia pieces. So there's that bit. There's like I think that's a temple piece. Actually, that is an East Asia piece. That's a large support beam. What else have I got? Various different sides of the same bits, basically. And then I've got these that are little kind of fillers that are the temple pieces. So the gist is pretty much... Hey Elephant, how you doing? Community Zoo is still going. Mrs. T released a video on it pretty recently with her big build that she's been doing in there, the aquatic center. So yeah, pretty much I made that template, and then I have put that template. This is obviously, so that's the floor. The 10,000 pieces in the floor. There's 16,000 pieces in the wall. So it's pretty massive already, and I haven't got any like entrance or anything yet. And there's loads of stuff to do to kind of make the corners and stuff work. But we're not going to do any of that today. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're not going to do the grindiness. So it's supposed to look. I mean, it's supposed to look like an Asian temple. I have been playing around with another one that's a South America that ended up being more South America one. I'm not. I mean, to be honest, I'm not at the moment noticing particularly bad performance from it. But there's nothing else in this zoo, so I just kind of wanted to do something fun. So yeah, I have built a kit. So I'll sort of really simply show you how this has been working. So I built like a corner section, and then you just kind of rotate the corner section, slot it together. Yeah, or you rotate one of the straight sections and slot it together. So I'm going to put this on the workshop at some point, the kit. So yeah, you take one of these pieces, for example. Obviously, it's got some work to do, and you slot that in that little slot there, and there you go. You make your temple, and then I made the floor on a separate group, so that'll probably just get like pretty. I mean, it's not too difficult to do this stuff. You'll see. It's mainly like getting your head around the concept of using the grids and putting the pieces on the grids. This is this is going to be. I haven't really decided massively. This is going to be a one-off habitat build, I think, for now. But I will probably end up putting it in one of my existing. So at the moment, I've now got like 3 existing zoos. So I'm restarting my franchise zoo, which is going to be called the Royston Zoo. I have got Tigridu Zoo. And what's the other one? There's a third one. Oh, the one that's like all of the one-off habitats put together. So this might end up in the one-off habitat build. Some weird things. I feel like some of these columns are crooked. That column definitely looks like it's crooked. But we're not going to worry about that too much today. I'm not going to worry about the corners. I've got loads and loads of grindiness to do. What we're pretty much going to do is see if we can put some sort of roof on the top of it. And then open up some sides to make them habitat viewing points. So there's going to be both habitats inside and outside of this zoo, of this building. I've got no paths or anything underneath this yet, but obviously there will be paths underneath it. So the idea is, I mean, everything's pretty much just copied round, as you can see. Like you can see the repetition of the pattern. It's not overly kind of different, but I think what I can do is just kind of punch some of these holes through, and then some of these can be like views into habitats. I've got to obviously tidy up some of these corners. There's going to be an entrance here, so that corner will just kind of end up disappearing. But yeah, so we'll do that for a bit. We'll just be pretty chill. It's Friday. I've had my hot cross buns already. I'm on the squash. So that's hardcore with a hardcore crew. I think in terms of roof, so I started off, I really, really loosely inspired by, I think it's the Lost Kingdom Tulsa Zoo. That was kind of the really, really original, like, so there may well be some of that kind of roots and stuff climbing up it at some point, but we shall have to see if I can do any of that. I think we're just going to punch a hole in one of the sides and start adding like some viewpoints in and things. So I think we're probably going to go. I think we're going to go through this back wall at least. There's going to have to be a bunch of like dividing walls and things, because at the moment, if I find where have I got him? I've got an archer around somewhere for size reference. So it's not too bad in terms of scale. I think it's all right. I think once the ceiling's kind of done, it'll feel a bit more claustrophobic. I want it to feel fairly kind of impactful, but also little bits that are claustrophobic. So I don't know. You don't usually see my builds at these sort of processes, I guess, or these sorts of points, especially when I'm doing something big. But right, I think I'm going to just play around with some roof stuff. So I want one of the window bits. So what's kind of cool about these sorts of things is you get like a little perspective. You get a perspective play, right? So you get like a little bit where you, obviously when you're first building, elephants with tapirs would be cool. I think it's definitely going to be clouded leopards, and it's quite ironic that you used my my tunnels, because I was planning to put the tunnels through this as well. So if you haven't seen those before, guys, let's just grab those for a second. What are they called? I can't remember what I called them. These. So I'm pretty sure that a clouded leopard will fit through that. A jaguar fits through it. It might take some fiddling, but the idea is that there'll be, you know, some of these will be kind of interwoven into this, and so there might be two different places where there's like a jaguar habitat, and then this is, a leopard habitat, and then this is how they cross over. It'd be really cool to have it kind of like densely interwoven into this, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge. We shall see. But yeah, we're going to do a bit of roof stuff today. I might just do a new tunnel. I don't know. Let's put a climbing pole through mine. They were walking on top of it instead of inside it. Oh, did you not use mine from the blueprint? Yeah, you have to have the poles, because otherwise they just walk over the top. I've got two. There's one that's the monkey one, and if you use the monkey one doesn't have the yeah, so this original one, tunnel section, that works for the monkeys because they're small enough, but the way this works is, oh, in fact I've got another one there. Oh, maybe I've got tunnel overpass for, I did, must have used the monkey one then, yeah. So for some reason did I not call them? Oh, there they are, right. For some reason the hitboxes are different. If an animal is climbing, it's got a smaller hitbox, and you can get it to, like, so a jaguar will walk across that. So I'm pretty sure a clouded leopard will walk across that as well. We will find out at some point. Actually, I don't need that right now. So let's do a bit of roof gubbins. What I'm going to use is the window pieces. I've got the snap on at the moment so that I can make sure I'm sticking. In fact, let me find let's snap it off of one of those, because I know that's flat. It doesn't matter about this rotation particularly, but I would like it to line up. So I'm thinking, so what I was saying about perspective is that often when you have these big builds at zoos, you'll notice that, like, the bit down at fairly low level is all this kind of, you know, dressed prefab stuff. But then from about, I don't know, you know, just kind of outside of your normal height, you'll find it's all just back to like normal, almost like hangar type of building. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. It's going to be like, going to see what it looks like if it goes back to sort of being like a modern top on top of this that's sort of set back inside it. So what we need to do is, let's get this nice and lined up with the edge. It doesn't matter too much, to be honest. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a piece heavy one, but I don't really care. So when this goes on the workshop, be warned, because it will be heavy on the pieces. Right, those don't have any. I can't remember if these have a light in them or not. Let's just check. No, cool. Cincinnati Zoo's Cat Canyon mountain lion habitats waterfall cave design could be cool inspiration. Cincinnati Zoo's Canyon Cave. So what sort of, that sounds like it's that sounds like the wrong biome though. Is that not like I mean, that might be a good one. I'm always up for inspiration picks. Share your picks of any ideas like that in the Discord. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. All right, we will actually use. I'm getting better at using the mud pillar. I'm just getting better. I feel like I'm starting to pick up the poison blade smarts. Let's keep it. Let's actually just keep it on that same grid. It'll be way easier. Right. So. Yeah, I've got. I mean, as I said, I'm loosely basing it on the Tulsa Zoo, Lost Kingdom. But yeah, I'm happy to see. Definitely happy to see ideas. Why is that rotated that way then? Interesting. I guess if we just rotate the whole. In fact, let's move that off of that grid. If we rotate this whole thing just to sit. So it's going to have some skylights and things in it, but I'd quite like there to be sort of dark, little dark corners and stuff as well. That's so weird. Why is it doing that? It's going to be a pain if it's on that line the whole time. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm rotating the whole thing. No, I do actually want to rotate the whole thing. Because it doesn't really matter. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, it's going to be like a prefab. It's going to be a roof and like a normal looking roof inside. We shall see. It was made only about 2 years ago. Okay, cool. And is it so? The only reason I'm dubious from the, I mean, obviously I don't know anything about it, but mountain lion would suggest like North America biome though, right? North America setting. So I really obviously want to put into this. Yeah, I'm putting in the DLC stuff. Oh, this is a hideous mess. Why is it doing that? Why is it my grid so screwed? I'm an asshole. I got really sweary this week. I do apologise. I don't know why I've got so sweary. It happened on the stream last night as well. I do apologise. So the line of that grid. I don't understand how I did that. Use the grid, Toves. Just use the grid. Right, place that down there. Get rid of those completely. You've ballsed it up. Yeah, I'm always happy to see, definitely always happy to see inspiration pictures. Yeah, what I don't understand is why, if the grid is perfectly square, why would the piece, when I pop it down, do that weird angle that it's doing? That's so strange. It might be a 15 degree, it might be a multiple of 15 degrees to get it back to center. It's not. Parts of the habitat are mountain focused, but the waterfall cave thing is just generic. Okay. I feel like I'm doing the same thing again. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, even if it's not good for this, it might be good for. It might be good for Digwiddle, that's for sure. Okay, so now if I take this piece and these, and I duplicate that, that's what I was expecting to happen. Okay, so Sent some pics. By the time Wi-Fi delivers them, you'll have gone with this build. So this needs to not be a build that takes me 3 months. That is for sure. These pieces are so annoying. This needs to be a build that takes me like a week. So yeah, as I said, I think this will probably end up in one of the big zoos. I don't think it's going to work for Tigrido because it's too kind of heavily themed. Is that stitching together there? No, it's overlapping. I don't want it overlapping. Grid size 0, grid size 4. I was trying to be smart and use the things, but I'm not going to bother. It seems like it's, I don't know why that's not working. It seems to be that the rotation, let's just say the rotation of these is weird. I wonder if it's because I'm using 2. It is. Okay, well that helps. So we'll do it all twice. I do not enjoy the fact that the game does that though. I never understand why the group, the combined like axis of a group is so different. That's all right. I think the whole thing slightly deviates, but it's all right. I'll do this. Design of it is a small cascading waterfall with a cave that goes under it for staff access. There's also a log goes under the falls of a cool enrichment lock buoy. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Oh, crikey. Oh, do you know what it is? I bet that was just the rotation because I'm on this group. Let's see. Probably what it is. So this is now its own group, apart from that one, which shouldn't even be doubled up like that. Box, not boy, right. Right, does this now play nicely? Does this now let me move this whole thing? It does. Well, we've got a little weird. That's all right. There's little weird spaces, but I don't mind that because otherwise the one thing about these pieces, they do really Z-fi it badly. So sometimes I find it's easier just to like do and then take away because I know that I'm going to have some windows cut through this at some point, but I think sometimes it's quicker just to like, and I'm not quick, but just to put everything in and then work it out from there. No, I think so. What I'm going to have is I am going to have some big window points, but I think I'm going to have bits. So obviously at the moment we've got like, that's a really high ceiling, but I think there's going to be some bits where it's like, right, it comes quite like just above your head height as well. So there will be windows in that, but there will also be lower ceilings in that as well at some different points. Some of which we can do on the stream. I've been playing around with some, I've seen the billboard stuff has gone crazy. I've got some cool ideas that I haven't seen anyone else do yet. got some cool ideas that I'm like waiting to see. I'm really hoping no one does them before I've actually. I don't think anybody else is going to do them. I don't think. Like obviously all the stuff with like water and all that sort of thing, with fishes and all that sort of aquariums and all those things is all stuff that I'm going to do. But I think there's a few other things that you can do with them as well that I've yet to see anyone do. Stretch. Not telling, not telling. Cannot tell. Right, I'm going to have to fix that little corner in there with some smaller bits. Making a full-blown aquarium. Yeah. I will give you. I'll give you one little tiny little thing that I've been trying. Because one of the things, I don't know, I think the thing about the billboards is it's really easy to make. It's basically easy just to get a bit of stock footage of fish swimming in a bowl, or like in an aquarium, and plonk that behind it. And you just, depending on where you put the camera, it will look good. I've been trying to make it feel a little bit more realistic. So one thing, the ones that I've seen so far that have looked good have actually used the in-game water, and then underneath had fish. So it's a bit of perspective shift. So I'm not quite doing that. Hey Lisa, I'm not quite doing that. I'm trying to do one step kind of on from that. Okay, yeah, this is stuff. That's kind of the feel I want. Oh, it is a bit gappy though, isn't it? Oh no. We can't have the gaps of light coming through. Crap holes. Crap on a cracker. No, can't have it. Start again. Start again. Should have looked at that first. I thought that was going to be alright. It didn't look too bad from above, but I suppose as soon as you're starting to see light come through. Okay, right, let's have a little think then. So we could, what I don't want to do, I mean, I guess I could just shift the panels. I could just shift them. But well, the trouble is they'll overlap. And when they overlap these pieces, they are not happy. They really do jig about like a crazy thing. And so what you end up doing is like adjusting the height because they Z-fight in these gaps. What about if we did just to make sure we got plenty of pieces going, let's do like a gutter in the gap. Like a trim. I feel like it would be cool to make a bug house using some of the billboards. Yeah, that's a cool one. You got to get the footage. That's the key, though. You got to get the. I mean, ideally, if you've got someone like Rem, you just ask. You're like, Rem, can you record for me 10 minutes of some exotic insect or whatever? Hey, Mrs. T, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Has everyone started on their chocolate yet, or is that not allowed? Is it forbidden? I never really. Well, I suppose when you're an adult. So tired. Oh dear. It's been a long week. No insects except feeders. So yeah. Yeah. I'll have to ask you offline. I'll have to ask you offline on some things to see what if you've got anything that I can use for my plans. Yeah, I think we'll do this. It'll just add a bit. It will help to add a bit of detail as well. Okay. Oh, did I miss one? I did. And that looks like it needs a gap. It needs to shift us over as well. Right, so that all should be... what's the vision? The vision is temple, a big kind of Lost Kingdom hidden temple thing deal type shenanigans. So yeah, obviously the outside walls are pretty much done. I've got to fix up these weird bits. I haven't yet decided which is the front. I think probably the front is better off this side just because of where the sun is. I think that's a better position for the sun. And then you come in. So it's going to have habitats inside it. It's going to have habitats punched out of the side of it. And it's going to get a bit kind of dingy and dank and stuff inside. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, as soon as you do any kind of overlapping with these, they freak. Yeah, see, that's why I end up with a gap. So we could. How does that work? Is that all right? That's not too bad. It does have it still has that little lip inside though, so let's go with the gutters. Because we've already got like 20,000 pieces, haven't we? So like that's not enough. So yeah, I'm thinking clouded leopards climbing along the cages, using the Jaguar run things. I don't think this fits for like Babaroosas. Maybe the Binturongs though? I don't know. Maybe the Binturongs would work. I don't really know the habitat of the Binturongs that well. How is that off? That's just rotation, isn't it? That's all. Okay, so that'll hide my imperfections. So that all should be now on the same grid. So as long as I get this one right, it'll be good. I think that's working. Building the Babaroosa in the community zoo right now. My pig babies love them so much. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have Babaroosas in Tigridu because I think they work quite well for that sort of setting as well. Interesting. How has that happened? Did I use 2? I did use 2. Why use 4 pieces for a roof when you can use 20? So, as I said, a lot of this is going to get cut away anyway. It's just better to have it. I'd rather have it all in place. That's all right. It's a little bit of jittering, but you kind of got to have it with these pieces, otherwise they'll have that gap. I don't want to put another gutter down the middle. How are you doing, Mrs. T, anyway? I hope you are well. We're going to need something, obviously, to support the roof as well, because there's a big old expanse of roof right in the middle. I've never collabed with someone before. How do you transfer files? You just do it like you're uploading a blueprint. You just do it as private, and then you send them the link. That's the easiest way to do it. Or you do it as unlisted. Sorry, you do it as, yes, you do it as unlisted, and then you send them the link. Unless you don't care about it being private, you just do it like a blueprint, and then just keep sending it between them. Hey Tobias, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting a new thing. I've got many things that I've started that are new. One of them needs to be. Come on, you swine. Is that? It's not having it, is it? It's not perfect. I will show you the front view in a second. Oh, I know what's wrong. I need the gutter bit there. That's all. Ba, 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 ba. Right, so this is obviously deliberately a complete contrast to what's down below, and it's supposed to be super modern. This isn't gonna. Is this gonna fit? Is it gonna poke out through the front? Oh, you lucky thing! It didn't. It did not. Right, corners need fixing, obviously. So yeah, as I said, I've already recorded a load of this. I've recorded all of the process of me building the walls for this and building the set for it. Hey for Diaz, how you doing? But yes, the idea is it's going to be like a kind of Lost Kingdom. It's a window piece, Rem. It's the window piece. It's like one of my favourite things for using as a roof because it's got this really wicked texture to it. I've used it so many times. It's got like a high gloss finish, but it's the New World window piece. It's that. You have to double it up, obviously, otherwise you end up with the window inside. But and as I said, it's not particularly forgiving in terms of its like Z fighting and stuff. But if you get it right, it works pretty well. So yeah, the speed build will be whenever I've finished at least a habitat in this thing. And as I said, it will most likely end up in whatever our kind of mega zoo thing is that I've started, which is all of the one-off habitats combined into one monster zoo. Maybe we just call it the monster zoo. Right, so that'll do. Let's get rid of all of that. That'll do. Windows are so versatile. I use Windows more often than for the back. Yeah, I do. I barely ever use the Windows, the actual in-game Windows for Windows at all. I think I'm just gonna shove that in and have to fix the Z fighting on it because it will be a pain otherwise. Okay, so this is going to be all super horrible and dark inside at the moment. And I know I've got, like, I can live with that. There is a little bit of Z fighting there, but pretty not noticeable. And let's get a section of this again. Oh, we have a gap inside. How have we ended up with a gap inside? That's all right. Ne'er bother. We fix that up. So let's go like there. Oh, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Because I've gone that way. All right. Let's just do it again then. Da, 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 da. So it's not right, is it? It's the other way around. So yeah, there probably will be, there'll be some be some bits and pieces of water and exhibits and that sort of thing. I need to be careful it doesn't turn into a... yeah, because I haven't got the in-game music on, so... Is it really loud, Lindsay? Or is it alright? I should just be back... Oh, you're saying there isn't any music? There isn't any music? Oh, for God's sake, what is wrong with my bloody music thing? So I have like a little fader that's supposed to fade up the music. It seems to stop working all the time. There we go. Should be about there. I think that's about where I usually have it. I finally fixed the thing today that, well, sussed out how to have a scheduled stream properly, and fixed the thing because like the Nightbot thing in Discord didn't put the wrong notification out today. She actually put the right one out, which was amazing for once. I'm gonna try and do kind of quick strokes in the streams a bit more often and not worry about all the little details like that all needs fixing, but I can fix that all up. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not actually recording, am I? I should probably be doing that. So you got music now? Cool, you can hear it now. I'm humming along and you realise we don't have any music. Yeah. God, so annoying. The thing that I'm using to control that, so what it's supposed to have is a fade up that I'm not supposed to have to do it. So the end of that start sequence, when it comes down from there and it does the little logo thing and it switches to my camera, it's supposed to fade up the music and it never bloody works. Well, it works for like 2 or 3 streams and then the next time it just doesn't work. I don't know why. It's the plugin that I'm using just decides it's not having it. And I'm not paying for an audio thing because they're so expensive. If you're a pro, you have the little thing on your desk that you just like adjust the sliders and whatever. But they're really expensive. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Every stream, one little minor improvement. That's the plan. That's always the plan. Right, so that's going to be... We already know that's going to be off, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's roughly right. Okay, right. So that'll do for that. So it's all going to get super dark inside for a while, but that's cool. We can cut. So I think we'll just end up cutting away some like big chunks of that and putting some actual windows in. So my plan was to go through this wall, I think. Let's have a little look at where the center is in there. So we could actually put in, I think maybe we'll just cut those 2 out. It's not actually even, is it? It doesn't really matter. Because it can all be kind of sectioned off and divided. Because I've got this whole build kit going on, I can just pick up like a thing. So like I made that, I can just pick that up on the grid and grab that and bring that over. So that all should be in alignment with all the walls and things in here because it's all on the same grid. So if I wanted to suddenly just go, actually I want a wall coming in like there, I can do that. So yeah, we have the tools. We have the tools. Hopefully we have the tools to make this make this relatively painless. But yeah, for now I think we'll just punch through this wall and we'll put. Maybe let's try the leopards. Maybe we'll try just playing around with the leopards a bit today. See if we can get that to work. So what would be cool is, what would be cool would be for them to kind of cross a corner or something, wouldn't it? Or to like come underneath something. But let's punch this wall out first. So I should be able just to go. In fact, actually, I will do that because that's going to cut away. That's going to cut away like that. And I'm picking up what's happening there as I'm picking up some of the, because I've got this little plaster bit in the middle to give me the texture. So I don't really want to remove that. But actually, do you know what I could do? It might be kind of cool. It's just to have some like quite a regular looking windows. That might be pretty neat. So rather than just having like a square window, have some different shapes and things. So they're not all perfect. Yeah, that might be quite funky. So we could just have like, let's just try that for an idea. So let's say we have like, that's a window, and then we take that bit out, and then we take, I don't know, we just do that a few times in a few places so that you can get these little peeky holes. Little peeky holes. How will I fill in the plaster? I don't know, but we won't worry about it right now. I think that would be pretty cool though. That might work out pretty cool. We can worry about all the fixing up after, but let's just see if we can cut these kind of through. So this is a problem. I'm going to have some stuff like that. Doesn't matter too much though. I think I can kind of make that good. So those can go. This is all going. So that would be a little slot through as a view. Yeah, I think that would be cool, man. So there'll be little peaky spots. So where's my archer gone? Let me just make sure I'm looking. I think that it's easy to lose like people's perspective sometimes, because I see yeah, it's quite easy to forget about like what people can actually see. Like people's sight lines and things. But that's pretty good. And then there's like little slots for little kids to look through and that sort of thing. In fact, is this the best way to do this? Oh, sorry, I'll just do it like this. I was going to say I could cut one into the actual set. I could make a little set that has this kind of cut through windows in it. So there's going to be a bunch of places where I have to kind of fix up the pattern and stuff, but I think that would be all right. So that can go. Okay, so if we now were to put, excuse me, Jeffrey or whatever your name is, Bob, Jeff Bob. Oh, hello. Let's have a little cheeky save. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, right. Yeah, I like the shape of that one. What we're going to need then is obviously some stuff to kind of trim out the shape of a window. So let's actually get the glass going. I'm going to try and not use the habitat glass too much, because I know I'm going to end up moving this whole thing. And the more that I can use null barriers, the easier it will be. So that basically that the glass bits within the build a stay when I blueprint it. I wish they'd fix this. Wouldn't it be nice if they fixed the glass to be less less clouded like they've done the water? Wouldn't we all rejoice at that? So yeah, I'll need to do some like trims and shapes and things around those, but that's cool. What's the biggest? Is that the biggest glass bit we've got? It's not quite big enough, is it, for a single window? What about that one? The other way. Okay, well, let's put that back in then. Not that. Let's put that bit of plaster back in and we'll work around that. So yeah, that'll be fine. So if we have our window kind of in there, then this whole bit here can be like a little bit that you could lean on or stand on or sit on or something. Obviously the guests aren't actually going to do that, but never mind. Right. So let's take that piece and let's go. So I could use the wood here, but I could use the stone as well. Don't know which one I use at the moment. So I'm just fixing up the bits I've taken away, because obviously I've got this what's supposed to be kind of a the mortar or whatever between the stones here that I've taken away in a few places. Cool. Can we grab that little nub and use that little nub to plug that space in? We can. And then can we spin you around? Yeah, boy. Oh no, that's awkward, isn't it? Yikes. So just something to give it a little bit of filler. I'm not too worried about the bit on the inside. It's getting a little bit further and further off the line, that, but never mind. Okay, right. So let's fill that back in again. Move that one over. Just give that a little shunt over a little bit. Okay. We could leave that, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be filled in. Let's have a look. Let's get a little bit of timber on there and see what it looks like. So I haven't touched BK this week, to be honest. So last time I looked at it, we were having problems getting it. Well, I was having problems playing with it in there, basically. So I took it out, and I haven't tried to fix it since. These must be. Oh, they're not in the pack, are they? They're just in the. They're in the theme. Yeah, I'm not like my Prehistoric Kingdom videos aren't doing that well. Oh, they're doing all right, but you know, I sort of thought about it this tonight. I was like, I don't really massively want to play Prehistoric Kingdom tonight, and the videos are not doing as well. And that's not to say I won't play it again, because I did really enjoy it. I do really enjoy it. But yeah, I would be a bit stupid to not do something on launch week as well for the new DLC. Oh, we need to fix that up as well, don't I? I can't have that looking like that. All right, let's do that first. That needs to be plastered. Da, 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 da. And I don't know what the gist is with the timings of Prehistoric Kingdom as well, but it sounds a little bit like they're getting ready for... It sounds a little bit like they're getting ready for beta, to be honest. It sounded like that, those patch notes the other day sounded a bit like they were preparing to move into beta. I don't really know what the timings are exactly, but... So we do want that as stone, I think. That needs to be fixed as well. Tell you what actually might be easier to do here is just to go up, go down. And let's use... Could use those still. Let's use that. Actually, no, let's not use that. Let's use this. It's just time, isn't it? You got to have time to play all these things. And the thing is, I had, you know, House Super update this week as well, which was fun. No, I genuinely mean that was fun. So that was that caught me a little bit on the hop. So I was planning to do a PK. I was actually planning to do a PK video this week. Well, to be honest, I was planning to do a Planet Zoo video this week, a build this week, and then didn't get to it, so decided I'd do this instead. Hey, just another guy. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Oh, that's not going to work there, is it? That's the problem with the pieces I'm using. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, decent. Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward. So I'm not doing any streams or any content this weekend. And I'll be entirely honest, I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a really busy couple of weeks. It's been awesome though. But it's been super busy. And I'm a bit knackered. And those pieces are climbable, right? None of those pieces are climbable, no. It's all stone pieces. I don't even think... I'm not actually even sure these are either. I might be wrong. Yeah, I don't think the Asian pieces are climbable. What is Tobes doing right now? So sorry to hear you're tired, man. Oh, I'm fine. I'm only making a general point. I'm really not that bad. I'm not that bad. I can't complain too much. No, tired in a good way, having been like busy and sort of excited, high on adrenaline and stuff. At the moment I'm making this, so we make sort of like big, I've got to fix all that, haven't I? This big kind of temple, in fact that's the front over there. It's a long way to go, but we've started this kind of big temple build. Sort of East Asian temple thing is the plan. Where was I working? I was working over here. And so I'm cutting a window through. I'm cutting some windows through, sort of these sort of irregular looking windows, to view into a habitat. But no, I'm all good. I'm all good. Thanks very much. That's not what I want, is it? I want the East Asia. So the one problem I have with this is that it's a real shame because these are such nice pieces, but all of these pieces are not Flexicolor. So that's kind of the reason why I've ended up using so many different pieces, because they don't lend themselves that well to being particularly flexible. Is that what I want? That feels massive. So I want to kind of trim. And a thing that I did in the dome, which I think I will do in the tropical dome, I don't know if I want that bit there. I think that's going to disappear. Is that where you've got, it's a ridiculously unnecessary detail, but where you've got glass hitting stone like that, it never looks right to me if it just disappears. It just sits there. Actually, that's all right. I could probably just leave that like that. Yeah, I think we'll just make that look like it's a feature, like it's a little, like it's supposed to be like that. Well, in fact, we'll push that one back in so it looks like it's supposed to be like that. So, what I was going to say, again, like the adaptable as ever gutter piece, if you use these and you just go with like a black, it's an unnecessary detail, but for me it's important. It's important because you never have just glass hitting. Well, if you look at a glass panel, it tends to have like a rubber seal on the bottom of it. It will sit on like a lip. That needs to be fixed. The thing that I quite enjoy about these temple builds as well is that it can all be a bit like higgledy-piggledy. If that probably doesn't translate into every language. What is your weakest skill in zoos? Entrances are my weakest. You might get caught in the caps in a minute, by the way. Just be careful. Nightbot will get you. What would I say my weakest? I don't think I'm actually that good at like architectural stuff. I think that's probably my weakest thing. I intended to scream. I don't mind entrances, actually. I don't mind entrances too much. But yeah, the actual kind of I would say probably it's just architecture. Like roofs are hard. You have to be really kind of knowing what you're doing to do roofs, and I haven't quite got there. I mean, what's kind of one of the coolest things is that so I would say architecture is my weakest point, but it's also my most improved thing. the thing that I'm good at is these little obsessive. My strongest point is definitely is definitely detailing and like, yeah, thinking up kind of cool things to do. This is so unnecessary. This is such a waste of pieces. It's such a waste of pieces. I don't even need to do that. Just do that, Tobes. That's fine. Doesn't need to do that. I don't have to have hospital corners on my on my rock work. Oh. But it's all just practice, isn't it? Anything you do. I mean, I don't think entrances tend to be a good one is just to get a reference picture. Just get a reference picture. You'd say that terrain is your weakest. You know, it's quite interesting how few people actually really do terrain at all. I don't think the game is overly generous in the way it helps you with it though, because the tools are so difficult to use. Well, they're not difficult to use, but the brush size is so kind of crappy that it doesn't help. I'm sure I'm doing damage back here, but I don't mind that too much. Is there one of those over there as well? There's a random little nubbin. You really meant it when you said you were going to do grind work. No, I'm just trying to get the... Just see how much difference that makes though. Look at that side. How much more realistic that looks than that. It's a really little detail, but I think it makes a real big difference. I'm thinking about a timber piece across the top. I don't know. It's maybe not something that everybody really, but I don't know. I just take real pleasure in those little bits of realism. And you got to do what you're good at, right? Like if that's my thing, I'm like do the thing, do the detailing. Oh, that's gonna see fine unless I do that with it. It does, to me, that makes a big difference. It just makes it look so much better. So, do I just use... I'll see if I can just use the Jaguar tunnels just at the start, just to see what we get. In fact, what we could do is just a test, is just put a hole through the wall and see if we can kind of make it come through. Thanks, Cactus Dom. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Let's save ourselves a minor job. Move that. These block pieces are actually really cool. I've never really used them for this, but they do make a they've got a wicked texture. They've got this slightly kind of rusty. So I'll tell you what I did do. Basically, I made this. I made this as a different build. That does make such a difference. I really like that. It was a joke, but it would have been funny when you were saying how... Yeah, to be fair, I did say. I always do, though. I say it's not going to be grindy, and then it is. So it was called away, but was listening with one earphone. I hope beta will be good. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, it's still a really, really good game. Don't get me wrong. And some guys, you know, some of the guys have done really, really well out of it already. Some people have done extremely well out of it. But it's a smaller, at the moment, it is a rotate camera. Any chance you want to rotate? Okay. Thanks. So you go from being, so in my case, go from being someone who's sort of a little bit more established in this, but not really. Still early days for me, really, but in the community. To being an unknown again, which is, and until it's out on a more broader release, it's always going to be a little bit harder to. There's a smaller market for it at the moment. There will always be. But that being said, I do think I will. As I said, will definitely play it plenty more. I'm not sure about these two blocks here. They feel like they're wrong. And then that needs to. Let's just do this, I think. Just for up there. Is that going to Z-fight? It's not too bad. Okay, right, and we'll get a bit of timber. Still not sure about that. I think that probably needs to disappear. Or we just trim it out of some timber. It could actually have an education board on it. Maybe just leave it and put an education board on it. Subbed, I like this content. Awesome. Apologies if you just subbed in the stream. I don't know if there was a notification came up. I for some reason at the moment I'm not hearing my notifications. But yeah, if you did and it came out, apologies. Welcome anyway. Can we want to talk through about unstarry work? What do you mean by unstarry? It was the second time you said it. The first time I thought you just mistyped. So during this stream I've been working on a backstage warehouse. Fair dues. Good on ya. Yeah, lots of people do. I do that. I quite often watch someone stream and work along in the background. Maybe that. So I can't remember the is the Arctic pieces. Have they got climb on? Are they climbable as well? According to that, no. Can you combine the East Asia pieces with the Arctic pieces? Probably. Maybe not right next to each other. Yeah, that might be useful for a little education spot. Little bit of oh, unnecessary. I see. Nothing is ever unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. There's always plenty of space for detail. Actually, do you know what's easier? Let's see if I just do this. That's better. That's better. Tell you what I was looking at as well. Well, not for this build, but this piece is. I've never used this bit before. I don't think I've ever used this for anything, but the back of that is pretty cool. Texture-wise. Something to trim that out, I think. Just a little bit of timber down there or something. So they've got these. Oh, that might be alright. One of these signs has got like a nice wooden edge to it. Is it that one? Yeah. There's that one. I think there's another one as well. Oh, and there are these plank bits as well. These have got more of like a grit. Actually, that might be kind of cool. Let's do that in there. Yeah, I quite want it to look a bit kind of messy, basically, in places. A bit scruffy. I don't want to desperately want to use things like this. I feel like some of these things are a little bit too like, just a bit too in your face themed. It's just a bit like forced. I mean, they do look cool, but I don't know. Feels like house flipper scrolling through all the items. Yeah, sometimes gets like that. That's wonky, isn't it? Needs to change. Do 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 do. So I've got another one on the other side. Yeah, so we'll do a little tunnel deal. Just have a little experiment with this and see if we can make it look cool. I just pulled it down. That's it. That's fine. Yeah, I just think that looks better than having just the straight glass there. So we'll have these kind of like hodgepodge, higgledy-pickledy. I'm using all the English phrases all over the place. These windows, and maybe some bigger windows as well. So this will be a little peek through into just a spot back here. So let's get this, flatten all this out for a minute. So where would be a good place? Guess it needs to come through up here, doesn't it? That's pretty high though. Where's my guy? That's actually not too bad. It's out of arms. It's out of arm reach, which is what you want. You want to make sure you're getting. No animal can get at the people. Okay, so let's do. I'm pretty sure that the leopards will climb on this. Where is it? My blueprints. Okay. Did I not make a straight one? Man. Made it hard for myself. Is that all? That's all a group. Okay, cool. So, yeah, wouldn't it be cool if there's something like that with a, so you get a jaguar walks, a leopard walks through. And go somewhere. Go somewhere else. I don't know where they're going to go. Go somewhere else. This will take some jigging. But for now, let's just see if we can get it to come in. Let's just get that. Right, so what we need to do that is get a habitat over this side. One tunnel could be leopard and one other binturong, another maybe the proboscis monkey. Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. It'd be like a maze of tunnels. Oh, you know, the other thing I was thinking that you could make a tunnel out of was the Arctic. You know, the thing I used for the bridges. Pretty sure you could make a cool tunnel out of that. Arctic fence piece, isn't it? No, it's not. It's the aquatic railing. Something like that. Aquatic. This. So I feel like you could make a tunnel out of this quite easily. It doesn't really look right for this context though. That would be cool for like a lion, a tiger or something. It'd have to be, it needs to be kind of that scale. Hmm. Yeah, I mean that would be good for something. I don't think it's good for this, but so you just kind of go, not that. Look at that all as a group. Maybe that from there or something. I don't know. Need a bit of work, but yeah, I think that could be a pretty cool tunnel. Giving all my ideas away, but never mind. And then just something like that. It obviously needs some work. It's not going to line up properly, but it's close. I don't know, maybe... Oh, sorry, I just donked the microphone. Pro streamer. Maybe it could work. So let's line those... I'm lining that bottom pipe up. This one. I think this is probably more like a lion sort of size though, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the new plan, Dennis. So basically anything that's like a creative build sort of thing is now going to be a YouTube stream. So largely Planet Zoo is going to stay here on YouTube, and the more just sort of gameplay, fun, silly things will be on Twitch. Why are you not rotating properly? Why are you being a pain? Is it because they're all in one group? That being said, if you don't already follow me on Twitch, go and follow me on Twitch. Haha. Because it's a lot of fun. I had so much fun on that stream last night, I have to say. It's a totally different vibe to the YouTube stuff. But yeah, so much fun. I think I need to have that sort of stuff as well, because I think if I was only playing games like this, where I'm playing at such a sort of, you know, everything's so kind of obsessively detailed. Thank you, Lindsay. I'd go a bit cray cray. So I need those. Why won't you rotate? Why won't you rotate for me? Why are you doing such a derpy rotation? Is that it? Is it that? Oh, there we go. We got it. I wonder why that's got held for review. I have to go now, and the community zoo won't upload to the workshop. Going to be late. Just put a note in there, saying that you're keeping hold of it. That's fine. I don't think anyone else is desperately trying to get hold of it at the moment. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool. I think that looks pretty safe as well. It looks fine to me as a comment that can be approved. Oh, Hello, we've got a bush. We don't want a bush. Just the tunnel, thank you. See you, Rem. Catch you later, dude. Thanks for hanging out. That might be better size for the monkeys, actually. We'll put that over there. Put that over there for later. Right, so let's actually just whack a habitat in here. And let's see if they'll use it for one thing. How do you become part of the community zoo? So you just got to join the Discord. And once you're on the Discord, there's a channel in there that I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you join, someone will show you where it is. And anybody can join, basically. It's just like a check in sort of process. You just say you've got the file, take it in turns. You play, so while you're playing in that particular play session, you check out the file, or if you need it for a few days, check out the file. But it's better just to check it out for like one session. In fact, I don't need to do that. But yeah, anyone's welcome to join. Thanks, Lindsay. So let's just bodge this all in. See if this is actually doable. Trade center. I think I've got all the staff stuff switched off, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Get up. Let's just check. Animal settings, so we can turn all this off. Animal death we don't want. Illness doesn't really matter because we're only going to have it on for a little bit anyway. Economy settings, disable stuff, happiness degradation. Keep them all here. I don't want to have to repair. Cool. So we want clouded leopard. What's the best one we can have? That one. Let's get that one. That's the biggest male. That's what we want to do. We'll test to see if the biggest male fits, then the rest of them will fit. So this probably needs to be a taller barrier, I would imagine. It probably needs to have a climb proof on it. Oh, you're a bit fast for me, friend. Right, so we'll see. First of all, we'll see if he actually climbs the thing. Will he actually even climb the thing? Escapable. Oh no! How come? How come? How come? How come? How come? Is it the height? Maybe it's the height. Maybe it's a 3 meter. Maybe it wants 3 meters. Come on, game. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so what is he trying to climb on there then? Interesting. So how's that climbable? How's that climbable then from there? Interesting. Is it that there's no timber there? Let's just check this. I'm pretty sure these aren't climbable. He wants up the thing already. So he's going. It's not so weird that it does that. It's just so odd that So it is it's showing that as climbable. So showing that as climbable all the way through. He's just going to phase through the wall then, isn't he? No, he's not. He's going to... Let's see what happens. See what happens when he gets up there. If he just phases through that wall, it'll be ridiculous. He's not going. He's not going. You going? So the trick to get them to climb, generally, is to think about what you've got. So they've obviously got pretty basic requirements. All animals have got. That's perfect. It does do it. Is it going to walk through the tunnel? Well, we've proved that it will go through the tunnel. Let's just cut you a little hole through. But yeah, to think about the fact that they have... Well, they've either got food, they've got enrichment, water. So if you split up... If you've got a tunnel leading from one place to another, then you want to make sure that you've got like enrichment on one side of that tunnel and water, for example, on the other side of that tunnel. If you put all of their requirements on both sides of the tunnel, they've got no real reason to go across the bridge or across the tunnel. So you want to kind of give them a reason to cross it, and the easiest way to do it is to have, you know, enrichment on one side, food and water on the other, that sort of thing. That'll push them over, or encourage them to cross it. So I know I'm probably making a big mess inside, but it's all okay. It's all good. Let's cut that away. That one can probably disappear. These are all Z fighting, but it doesn't matter because they're inside the wall. Let's just get rid of all of that. Right, so at the moment we want him to try and escape. We want him to cut through, climb over the other side. Let's push this all out of the way. And jump down into the inside. Should be alright. Let's see what happens. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, do it. Do it. Yeah, I think that would be cool. If we have loads of them, like a whole bunch of different things. Hey, Christy, how you doing? Come on, Pooch. Not Pooch. Kitty. Come on, Kitty. You can do it. I know that you can escape there. That's exactly what I want you to do. In fact, we could give him a reason. We could give him a reason, because actually what we could do... Oh, he's coming. Just saw you live, was busy with the little nightmare streams. Oh, how you been enjoying them? How far have you got to? Yeah, look at that. These guys are so cool. Ha! What a swine. What a little tease. Okay, so we'll actually bring... Let's change the barrier. Let's pause it a second. Let's change the barrier. And we'll bring this inside. Just for now. Almost done with the first. Cool. So we could actually do something like that. Have it that the habitat has got bits inside. That might be quite cool. So let's just make that for a second. Let's make that just like metal. Oh, not that one. That one. Let's do that for a minute. Right, so this should bring him in. If we go... Let's put some water in here or something. hate that it does that. I still hate that it does that. Excuse me, it like pulls the terrain up for some ridiculous reason. It always lets you put it back down again, but for some reason it pulls the terrain up. It's boxed on top of the... Oh, there it's back there. Come on. Come on. Yeah, so if I tried to make that tunnel without that climbing thing, it wouldn't climb through it. It wouldn't be too... As a traversable area, it's too narrow. But as a climbable area, for some reason it's smaller and it will walk through this tiny little gap. I think it will actually walk through something smaller by the looks of it. So yeah, imagine this whole thing with like loads of these little climbing bits in and out and all round in and out of where the guests are. I did sort of do this a little bit. God, it looks so small in there. I did sort of do this a little bit inside the oh, you can probably jump that, can't you? Trying to kill the archer. Can you escape from in here? Habitat boundary issues. Oh, I didn't connect them back up, that's why. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Proof of concept, that's fine. That works pretty good. So let's try it with a monkey. I want to see if the monkeys have got a bigger hitbox. My guess would be that they do. Send to trade center. Is that, why have I got a multiple? Why have I got boundary issues with this habitat then? Is that because I... so that fence comes around there. Oh, it doesn't link on, that's why. Just do that for now. My guess is the monkeys will be a bigger hitbox, but we shall see. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. Like, can you leave now? We don't need you anymore. Why is it not letting me? Is it not letting me send it to the trade centre? I've got a trade centre right there. Weird. Alright, you can stay. Whatever. So let's try the proboscis monkey. The Binturong is obviously going to be a smaller hitbox, so that'll definitely work. I'll get a male again, because obviously if it works for the male, it's going to work for the female. Hey, Weston. Right. Oh, they're quite big, aren't they? Oh, you can get all kinds of places. Huh. How can you get up on the roof and the jaguar can't? So it looks like the monkey can get on top of it. But it will go through as well. It has got the option to go through. It's going to go straight on the roof, isn't it? Oh no, it's got... Oh, maybe it's not going to. They all seem to want to chill out in the middle. There's something going on here. I don't think this is a coincidence that they seem to want to chill out in the middle. Is that because I've got barrier? I do. I wonder if it's because of that. I don't actually need that null barrier there now. I do need that one. So they like get to that middle point and they're like, am I allowed to cross this? Come on, monkey. I want to see you trying to escape. If you're trying to escape, then I'll work out how you're trying to where you're getting out from. Come on. Let's go back again. Desperately trying to... Oh, right. Okay, so how are you doing that then? How have you managed that? Come back. Mengo. Hello. Hello, Kalino. Welcome, welcome. I've got some weird glitch, haven't I? Look, I can't click the animals. All right, let's I'm gonna have to save. I'm gonna have to reload it, guys. I think because it's having a little freak out. Do, 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 do. Monkey just resting. Yeah, it seemed like he was just resting. On the yeah, I'm on the Bronation Discord. I don't spend an enormous amount of time on the Discords, to be honest, because there's so many, and I've got my own, so I spend quite a lot of time on that or the others. I do quite often pop into the Bronation though. Look at the pretty much only look at the cool pictures and things. Flamenco Libertor. I don't know what this means. Come back. Right, does that mean we can send the other one to the trade centre now? Probably does. Weird. Right, so how is the monkey getting up on top? Strange. Let's just test something out for a second. So can we, if we did that, not that we're doing this, but if the tunnel was right up against the stone, would it still be able to escape? Still can. It can jump. Oh, it's so annoying when the game lets you do that. It just phases through. It just phases through the obstacle. Trying a lot of Discord servers. Yeah, I'm on a lot of Discord servers. Whether I'm kind of actively in them or not is a different thing. Most of them I just kind of pop in and every now and again and look at latest things and screenshots and whatever. The trouble is some people's Discords are just always spamming you everyone like 3 or 4 times a day. It's just like, oh, that's so crap, isn't it? How the hell is it just getting through that wall? So this is not a climbable thing. It's not climbing through that. It's just traversing. How'd you get onto Bronation? It's not anything. It's not like a VIP thing. You just go on the Discord. You just go on the Discord. Go on to like Mars Bandit or someone like that. Mars Bandit's YouTube. There's probably a link to the Bronation. This is why I mute the most Discords. Yeah, I mean, so you guys probably don't really realise it, or in my Discord, but I purge people out of the Discord. So I quite frequently, if someone's been inactive and has no roles on the Discord, I purge them out. So that means they've basically come to the Discord, haven't even checked, like said yes to the rules. I just remove them. think it's a glitch. It is a glitch, but you can obviously, you usually can work your way around these things. There's some way of me blocking him from doing that. It's strange though that the jaguar does, the leopard doesn't do it. I wonder if it's actually that is coming through and it's just walking along that and out. See if that makes any difference. The trouble about sometimes about these things is that, yeah, bad monkey, is that sometimes when you update something, it will just update all of the traversable area. Like he shouldn't even be able to get there. Yeah, look, see that bit of blue there? Oh, interesting. I'm going to reload it again. I reckon if I reload it, that'll update and it won't be there. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I just don't really have a lot of time to be in in everybody's discords all that much. It's a thing that if you're, you know, I don't know. I think people often think that some of these things are more important than they actually are. But for me, I'd rather personally spend time in my own Discord or making stuff or streaming than. But there's plenty of, like, yeah, Bro Nation in particular, I think a lot of people would argue as most of the best content creators on it. Well, not content creators, most of the best builders and stuff in Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. But that's not necessarily what makes a good Discord. I'm not saying it isn't a good Discord, but that's not necessarily what makes a good Discord. And to throw my last kid in bed again. Oh, this poor child. This poor child. I don't know how to fix you. You're annoying me, monkey. So I wonder if that actually did update the... Like when you post live stream table, what's coming up this week, for example. Yeah, I mean, I try and limit the amount of everyone tags. But obviously, you know, it's obviously our community, but it's also my means of kind of communicating with you guys, so it's made it worse. Okay, but I fixed that problem. I think I fixed that problem. Now we're back to the original problem, which I think I just fixed by doing that. Okay, well, we've proved that the monkeys will... Subject... What? Oh. We've proved that the monkeys will use it anyway, so they've got no issue using it. I can't wait to see if he'd actually get through to the other side, but... Dun, 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 dun. He's gonna jump here. This is so weird though. It's just like just phasing through the wall. I started watching a new series last night after the because I hadn't obviously had enough terror from the Little Nightmare stream. I started to watch a series called Terror, so that fixes it. I just need to block that top off somehow. Stupid. It's about like an Arctic expedition, and I don't really understand what's going on, but it was quite good. It's like a BBC thing, if anyone's seen it. It's about 3 ships that went into the or 2 ships that went into the Arctic. It wasn't as funny. I have to apologise, Lindsay. I watched one of those clips back. I called you a cow at one point. It's horrendous. Like horrendous behaviour on my part. I think it was just after something scary had happened, and you did there was legitimate reasons. Something scary just happened, and you did the sneaky, or something scary was about to happen, and you did the sneaky fart sound clip. So, but yes, it was. Hopefully took it in the jest that it was meant. Howled laughing. All right, good. Oh, he's such a tease. He can definitely get down there. He can definitely get down. Okay, so we'll do a bunch of tunnels for monkeys, a bunch of tunnels for the leopards. What's the binturong's what's the binturong's location? Like binturong. Okay, cool. Right. So this is I'm sort of basing this on like a Cambodian thing. So this is perfect. So clouded leopard. It's roughly right. And the proboscis monkeys I don't think are going to be right, but it doesn't matter. We've got loads of animals now, haven't we? Near enough. Indonesia, Brunei, etc. Cambodia's like there, isn't it? I think pretty much. Okay, so that's cool. So that will work. That's grand. I don't know how I'm going to end up stopping them from escaping, but we'll at least have proof that they'll go through the tunnel. So let's look at, as the next little bit, maybe let's look at how we might put windows in up here, because it's going to need some light coming through for sure. Do we just merge all that together now? I think we probably would do. So I quite like the roof bit to feel more kind of almost like it's got a bit of a warehousiness to it, because it's kind of going to be high and it's going to be dark up there, and all the lights are going to be set down lower. So the lights are probably going to be set down, kind of hanging down. That's my idea. So what about this? What about if we use the corrugated? Maybe corrugated. So this stuff. If it was set back enough, I think it would be all right. So what? As long as I don't have any way of seeing it from down here, which you can't see the roof anyway from down at peep level. You can't see up there anyway, so I can put anything I want up on the roof and it's not going to be visible. So we could actually go, God, that's 1,360 pieces already. What's my total piece count? Oh my God. So that's 1,360. This is 17,000. And the floor is 10,000. I have got some double ups because I've got these building pieces over here. So, yikes. Yeah, AC units and all that sort of stuff. Definitely going to be up here. So yeah, it's just a really good bit like that. It's the shine that it gives. There's so few pieces that have got that sort of texture. I never think it looks like it's wood. It looks like it's just got a really cool. It's good for floors as well because it's got that nice shine to it. But we're definitely going to need some light in here. So let's get onto the grid. So I've kept that little mud pillar over there because it is all part of that same group. So let's go up and let's think about some big light wells. So let's use that. Interesting, that snaps in an interesting place off of the circle. Right, so this won't obviously want to be blue. It wants to be like a nice dark grey. I'm not a massive fan of these pieces because I just never think the normal build pieces have got nice textures, but I suppose it's not too bad. As long as you do some detailing with it, that's usually alright. My total piece count for just this building is, well, there's all that stuff over there though, which is probably about 1,000 pieces over there, but it's a big old build already for sure. For sure. So we might just keep this simple. Let's just do a square. I don't want to do anything too crazy. And maybe just like a pitched roof up to some point. Let's do some detailing on it though. Girder. It's not going to be a super long stream, to be honest. I've already been streamed for 2 hours, so probably not loads more time. It's been a long week, that's for sure. As I said, I'm very much looking forward to having... No one asked me when I said about Easter eggs. Yeah, I was asking, yeah, because I knew Christine, you started your Easter eggs last night. I was asking about Easter eggs. What's everybody's feelings about having Easter eggs? When are you supposed to have Easter eggs? You're allowed to have Easter eggs whenever. I mean, as an adult, you're allowed to have Easter eggs whenever you damn want. The best time to have Easter eggs as an adult, I've found, is the day after. It's the day after Easter Monday when you can go down the shop, go into Tesco's or wherever, and you can buy all the knockoff, buy all the discount stuff. Get Easter eggs for like 50p. No problem, still have Little Nightmares waiting. Yes, I forgot actually last night. What I did was, I put them all in order. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all the... So 1, 2, I think I changed the order of them from the way we played them in order into the order in which you should watch them. So the DLCs come up like 1, 2, 3, and then I think the 1, 2, Little Nightmares 1 to episode 1 and 2, and then 3 is the DLC, I think. Where am I from? I'm from the UK. I'm from the UK. Don't fancy chocolate much, but I do with Easter eggs. I had hot cross buns just before the stream started. Not that's my dinner, but I have my dinner waiting. Yeah. That's different, isn't it? Why have I done that different? Oh no, it's alright, it's fine. It's fine. Right, so we're gonna have to work out if I can move this up here around. It's actually not too far off of the window. Nice sorry, I missed Dennis's Easter eggs to make nice decorations. I've seen a notification for membership only content pop up when I came on here for the stream, so we'll check that. It's just a post, it's just a picture. I've said I was going to have sneaky previews. It's actually not a sneaky preview of this because I changed it after I did that. But yeah, membership is going to have like sneak previews of stuff. Actually works quite well with the girders across, or the gutters across like that. I have no clue what hot cross buns are. Hold on then. Hold on. Hot cross bun. So that is a hot cross bun. Oh. It's like I don't know. So I don't know. It's supposed to have some sort of. The cross is obviously supposed to be some sort of religious thing. I don't really know why they're an Easter thing. I don't know if that's supposed to be like use up all of the ingredients type deal. I don't really know. But yeah, that's hot cross bun. They're tasty. They are tasty. You do get them all the rest of the time of year, but for some reason they're only something that you eat. They're like a traditional, a traditional Easter thing, along with chocolate. I'm also using the playlist that says Little Nightmares 1 and 2. That's the one, yeah. So let's move these. Just wondered what that was for a second, but I've got a mud pillar there. So that is all going to see what I mean about the Z fighting. It's crazy on these pieces. And God, I hate this. This is the fiddliest thing in the game. That's not too bad. Technically, if I wasn't being lazy, I could swap these out with smaller windows, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think this is fine. We'll keep this. I'll keep this. I'm just trying to make it so it disappears perfectly, but not too much. Do you ever use mods? I haven't yet. No. But they look like they've done, especially in terms of the animals, they've done some really cool stuff. I would say that well, I don't know if they would say that themselves, but they're not quite as good as, yeah, they're not. None of the models I've seen yet are quite as good as the the actual in-game ones, but then you wouldn't really expect them to be. I'm not sure how much limitation they've got in terms of what they can do, like whether they can change the rigs or anything, or whether they're just all using the same animation. Some of them are really good, and then some of them are just a bit like, I'm not desperate. Personally, I'm not desperate for new animals. I never am. Like, there's so many animals already in the game that it's cool to have. It's definitely cool to have additional animals, but personally, the animals are not the most important thing for me. The building is. I was sort of thinking about it earlier. I was like, it is a bit of a shame that Prehistoric Kingdom's building is not like. Oh, sorry, Planet Zoo's building isn't like Prehistoric Kingdom's. Because actually, I think the Prehistoric Kingdom works better for would work better for smaller animals. I mean, it works better in general in some ways. But like the flexibility that it gives you would definitely mean you could do stuff that would be a little bit easier for smaller animals. You're never going to really have small animals particularly. See you, elephant. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Recently, modders have figured out how to add totally new animals to the game instead of replacing old ones. Yeah, I've seen that. There's a bunch of the guys doing that. But they're not. I don't know if you're. I might be wrong, but I don't think they're creating new rigs, are they? So, for example, one of them that I've seen, which is a cool model, but I would say isn't a great animation, is the shark that was added, I think by Nicholas Linerider. And again, this is not me saying that they've got massive limitations as far as I'm aware on what they can do. But like he had to use, or I don't know if he had to use, but I guess he was kind of stuck with using it. But he used the Cayman, the rig for the Cayman. So the rig, if anyone doesn't know, the rig is like the actual kind of, is like almost like the skeleton, the animated skeleton of something. It's not really the right term, but it's the basic model that they create programmatically that then gets a skin on top of it effectively. And I don't believe that the modders can create new ones of those. They can create new skins. Again, I might be wrong. I'm not at all an expert on this. But what that means is that something like so imagine the movement of a crocodile and imagine the movement of a shark. Like, they don't swim in the same way at all. Like, a shark doesn't wriggle like a crocodile does. Sharks just like glide about, don't they? You don't really see a. But the shark mod that we've got that they've created doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look right. And so some of those, I mean, definitely being able to replace animals was a reason that having to replace animals was a reason why I always stopped using them, or always avoided using them. Now that they've taken that barrier away, I can probably imagine using them at some point. But as I said, I have so many animals in the game that I've never got anywhere near. So, in fact, I was looking at something earlier this afternoon. I was like, is that a mod or is that in game? And I looked it up and it was in game, and it wasn't a new animal. I've never used it. I've never placed it. Mod for Planet Zoo, can you get them? No, they're on the. You have to go. They're not supported by Frontier. Basically, they're not. There's not a problem with them, but you have to go onto Nexus mods for them. I'm just gonna. My girlfriend's just. I'm just hearing my girlfriend really coughing in the background, guys. I won't be here 2 minutes. I just want to make sure she's all right. Alright guys, everything's fine. everything's good. She's alive. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure she wasn't dying. I just heard her like really coughing in the background, so she inhaled her tea. Blind Riders Links is great. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, they've obviously not been doing it for very long, so. It's not Mrs. Toves. She's not Mrs. Toves. You'll never know. Sorry. Yeah. No. I just could hear her really coughing, and she's been doing it for about the last 2 minutes. And I was like, I better go and check. But yeah, it was just she just didn't. Told her she's not supposed to drink the damn tea. not to choke on it. Oh, that's a little shard of light. All good in the hood. Right, so this should make a difference. Look how much difference that makes. Don't know how Rudy's still uploading PK content. He just had a baby or something, hasn't he? It might just be pre-recorded, I don't know. A lot of people do that. A lot of these guys, I mean, that's one of the things that I'm not, I'm just not good at getting quick content out. They're good at doing it, getting unrelentingly frequent content. It's the thing that makes a big difference to you, to be honest. But guys like Rudy are like, they've been playing Planet games for a long time, and they've been making content for a while. So, and Rudy's a professional graphic designer, so that's like definitely helps, because he must have all the right tools and everything. He's got all the right skills to be a. It's all the faffing. Yeah. I don't think it's a. I think being a perfectionist is a pretty useful. It's a pretty useful skill to have if you're doing this sort of thing. But yeah, I do need to. It's finding a. I mean, all things are finding a balance, aren't they? Everything's always about finding a balance. Like if I was like realistically. if it was just all about getting like volume of content, yeah, there's some things I wouldn't be doing. It wouldn't be like it's not that beneficial at the moment for me to do certain, some of the streams that I'm doing, or some times that I'm doing those streams and all those sorts of things. But if I was, but some things I'm not prepared to give up every one of my evenings and not have any, and if that I'm just doing just for fun or because I really enjoy it. You've got to find a balance, and I think it's I'm not desperate to grow really fast. I'm happy to just suits me to grow at the speed that I'm growing, to be honest. Although it's been a bit nuts the last couple of weeks. Definitely been a bit nuts. So what do you use to edit your vids? I used to use, so if you're early on, this is good advice. If you actually want to make, I think quite a lot of people do this, and it's really easy to do it. If you actually want to making YouTube work, you have to think of it like a business. So that means everything you're making a decision on getting is an investment in your business. But realistically, the best tools to have will be things that you can't afford to have when you're starting out. Everybody would want to get like a really cool camera and a really good microphone and a really good, all the new, get the Adobe suite and all that sort of stuff, and get a Stream Deck and all the equipment, because it's all the stuff that people see big streamers have. But you have to think about actually making money if it's viable for you to carry on doing it, and all of that stuff you get later. So I've only recently just got the Adobe suite, and I even then, arguably with 3,000 subscribers, I can't really massively justify that cost. But I used Sony Vegas for ages, and Sony Vegas is decent. You do notice the speed difference, the time difference, the workflow to your workflow is noticeable. But everything is an outgoing. Everything is, if you think about getting a new computer or you're getting an upgrade to your graphics card, all that sort of stuff, does it actually need to be something you have? Ultimately, the only thing that really massively makes the biggest difference on you getting views is getting regular content out. Decent content. Most people would say the most important thing, and this is all a bit off context because we're supposed to be playing Planet Zoo, but it's all right. The most important thing is your sound. Like most people say that. I have 9 subs, so don't do anything with 9 subs where you're spending money. Really, really think about, is it something you want to, because everything you're spending money on is an outgoing that how you're getting that back. Certainly don't, if you want to be making videos, be looking absolutely at the cheap end of the spectrum for editing. Okay, right, glass. Let's get some glass. Bum, 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 bum. What do I want? I quite want the New World stuff, I think. Like, just have it kind of modern looking up here. What's what I want? Maybe that one. See, I think that's probably all right. So we'll place this down. It all needs to shift up a bit so we can put something underneath it. Yeah, you got first and foremost, you got to be, you got to be proud of what you're making and stuff like that, really. But the other thing is, don't, like, 9 subs is 9 subs. It's like, it's not, that's not terrible. Like, it's 9 people that have said they want to watch your stuff. That's a start. It starts from there. But I would say don't make stuff based on, make stuff that you think is good. If you would watch it, have 9 subs but hundreds of views makes no sense. Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. A view is not a sub. Most people think, well, a lot of people think that a view is a sub is the most important thing. It's not. A view is more important. So the more views you've got, the more important that is. But you've also got to think about what sort of content you're making. So, for example, when I start a series, if I start episode 1 of a series, it's really obvious to say that people would watch that. So you got to kind of like think about how people think about stuff and how you would behave. If I watch an update video, let's say I watch an update video that talks about the DLC update. Unless that person's content in the update is really good, my function in viewing that video is just to find out the information. Unless there's something amazing about how they're telling me, what I'm really there for is the news. I'm not there really for that person. That person's just providing a utility. Whereas if you start a series, then that is basically you going, if someone watches that first episode and they like that first episode, they might have then a reason to subscribe to you because they're going, cool, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that thing. And what the kind of key ingredient that some people have, because it's really common. Most people have loads of views and it's always really difficult to kind of get your head around that. Like I have more views, for example, than some people that I know who have got like over twice the amount of subscribers. There's someone in particular I know who's got over twice my number of subscribers, and I have more views. And it's that it doesn't necessarily mean it. Yeah. It doesn't really necessarily mean anything that you're doing anything wrong or anybody's doing anything right. It's really easy to get obsessed about the numbers. Just don't get obsessed about the numbers. Just do what you think is right. Do what you think is good content. If you would watch it, think about. I mean, so I do things that are like. I do things that I call gateway videos. So gateway videos about exposure, right? Make them as short as you can possibly make them. So I've got videos like my update video. I made those videos as short as I could possibly make them. Because they're gateway videos. They expose me to loads of people. But it's not that thing that's going to get them to subscribe to me, I don't think. In my head, I tell myself it's the other content. So I have to have them land on my channel via that gateway video and see something else cool. So Houseford, for example, my biggest viewing video, I don't remember how many it's got now, but it's like a 4-minute video. It took me 3 months to make that video. And I knew that as soon as I put it out, I had to have other stuff to go alongside it, because it wouldn't just be that one video that would get people to subscribe. It would just get them people just digest that video and never come back to my channel again. But yeah, anyway. I do love a preach sometimes, don't I? Christ alive. But yeah, do what makes you happy. At 9 subscribers, you really should not be worrying about anything. Just have fun, make good content, know that every video you're making is learning. Don't try and shortcut. Too many people try and shortcut their way to, like, how do I get more subscribers? How do I... Well, you've got to go through the grind of it. You've got to learn your trade. Everybody wants to shortcut their way to... But if you... yeah, you can... You've got to learn how to do all of the things. You've got to learn how to, like, know where your limits are and all that sort of stuff. You've got to learn how to make content. You've got to learn what the right tools are. You've got to learn what works and doesn't work, and know that there's almost a bit of a chaos factor to it, because you might do the same thing once and then do it again the next time and it doesn't have the same results and you don't quite understand why. I have 6 subs, 5 videos on my latest video 8 months ago has 184 views. And I lost motivation to keep going. I didn't even know you had a channel. How have I never heard this before? It, again, though, is a big thing. Don't make it based on... Don't make it based on any... At that number of people, don't make it based on anyone external to you. Don't make it on that, because you've got no control on that. Like, obviously don't make videos about something like, I don't know, something that you don't know anything about. Make it about something you know something about. And but that video, so that I've got videos on my channel that when I made them for like, I think the biggest video I've got on my channel has got like 30,000 views or something. I can't remember now. That video did nothing for about the first 6 months of its life. I've got videos, my first ever video, I noticed it the other day because someone put a really arsey comment on it. Someone said something really negative, like give up or something like that, which is just like, whatever. It's like someone saying something really negative about my first ever video. Like, just don't watch it. But that first ever video has got 2,000 something views on it now. It's awful. I do think it is awful. It's an awful video. Like, don't mind the actual thing I made. But yeah, thinking you've got any, like, you can just do what you think is right and fail. Such a legend. Such a legend, isn't he? Yeah, just fail and move on to the next one, because that process of failing is learning, is a thing that you're learning, is a skill that you're learning. And if you think it's good, who's to say that in a year's time it won't have suddenly find its way to 10,000 viewers or something, or not? And if it doesn't, there's another video. Make another video. Do it because you want to do it. My videos are simply when OBS recorded as I walk around my house flipping property. That's it. Uploaded and done. No editing, no music, no nothing. Yeah, that is going to be, I mean, you have to if you want that video to be, if you want that video to be like seen by more people, that could work. You know, it could work if you've got a really good. I mean, sometimes it is about the thumbnail. It could be about all sorts of things. It could be about the title. You know, House Flipper is a niche game. It is a niche, and it's a niche game. It's got a small number of players. It's always going to be difficult to compete on something like House Flipper. But that's why I'm saying don't do it for any other reason than knowing that you're learning a new way of doing something. So that when Paralives comes out, for example, or you know, whatever X comes out, that you're then in a better place to do something with that. What did I miss? So we started doing. I'm not sure how long ago you went, but we did we were sort of we were testing to see whether the animals would come in and out. This is obviously all really rough, but they'll come in and out using this tunnel. And then I've started cutting a window, my first window through. Basically. And then I got on a great waffle-y preach about about YouTube, etc. I wonder if that still should come across. There needs to be some. I need to do some thought on how I'm going to make this roof look like it's even vaguely supported. I think you should keep going. I just watched your latest video, Need Voice. Yeah, I mean, people watch people. It's tough to watch something that has got no one's voice on it. You know, it does make a big difference. It does make a big difference. Would you watch a video on YouTube of anyone playing House Flipper, doesn't have any sound, doesn't have any narration, doesn't have any voice? I might watch it for a bit, and I'd probably watch it knowing that it was you, but I wouldn't watch it if it was someone I didn't know. Like, I lack creativity to make something that I would find worthy to upload. I wait for the luxury to see them make. Yeah, that can happen. That can. I'm definitely guilty of that. I'm guilty of the, and I know quite a few people that say this, guilty of the quest for perfection. That like when you make a good video, you're like, right, now the next video must be as good as that video, if not better than that video. That's quite difficult to do every time. You know, you make one building house fit, but the next one doesn't need to be as good. And people watch people. People will not. It's not the biggest. Yeah, that's the reason why Facebook exists. You know, Facebook is so popular because it's people's faces. There's an argument to say that people shouldn't even, like, I have ummed and ahed about this quite a few times, whether my face should be my profile picture. Most YouTubers and big YouTubers have their face rather than a logo because it's. There's obviously always exceptions, but people watch people. People. This is an interaction thing. By and large, anyway. But I mean, obviously, there's always exceptions to everything. What can we do to make this look like it's more supported? It's going to have some internal walls and stuff, obviously, as I said. That definitely makes a big difference, though, that window. We'll probably put another window over here. At the moment, this is just a big cavernous empty space. Let's get one of these. So I don't know if I want to do too much more on this tonight. What time are we on? Just don't have the knowledge to record in a nice manner. Shall we go just chatting for a bit? I think I'm kind of starting running out of steam on this, but I'm happy to carry on chatting. Roof. Just don't have the knowledge to record. Probably everyone's going to leave here, but that's fair enough. I'm pretty much running out of steam. In fact, actually, while we do it, I will load the other one. Did I just save that? So my brain's a bit frozen. I just don't have the knowledge to record in a nice manner. Like, I don't know how to edit a video or how to cut it, how to record my voice and such things. I'm a noob. Well, how do you learn to do anything? That's my point. You only learn by doing. You don't learn by not doing it. So you've made your first video, make the second video, and just make the second video where you try something a little bit more. As I said, watch my first video. It's pretty crap. It's pretty awful. You can barely hear me. I'm so timid. And in terms of learning like technical things, there's so much information on YouTube. I'm more than happy to give you, to talk you through and help you with suggestions and things, point you in the right direction with stuff. But I would say again, you're better off learning this is a bit sort of like the thing I was saying about shortcutting, but you're better off learning from just finding the skill that is finding out for your own, like for yourself. So like I'll give you one simple example. My sound used to be terrible. It's still not perfect. This is the other one I was working on. I was working on this for a while and then realised it looked like it was way too South American. But I'll probably use this at some point in the future. But yeah, look at like, there's most things you'll ever need to know on YouTube. How to set up OBS, all that sort of stuff. How to record your voice. Filters, what microphones, what things are good about microphones. As I said, I'm more than happy to give like anyone who wants to join the Discord chats and stuff. If you turn on your voice setting on in the Xbox game bar, do some talking in your vids. Typical gamer just have a logo and have 11.4 subs. Is that right? What did I say the other day about Twitch? It says about Twitch, didn't I, the other day? About the number of people. The number of people is only something like 2% of streamers on Twitch have more than an average of 7 viewers or something like that. It's insane. Also, as a woman in gaming scene, I am naturally afraid of creeps being attracted by simply knowing that I am a woman, and having my voice on a video would already give that fact away. Yeah, I mean that's understandable. There are knobs out there, but it's not generally. It's like no one's going to know where you live. There's plenty of people that game who are women. Potentially that's could be a thing, but you won't know unless you do it. You won't know unless you give it a go, I would say. But there's so many things you can, try to record my talking, but it sounds funny. Find the best software to edit. I can't find the best software to edit videos. It's the same. I mean, I'd say the same thing. It's just the same thing, really. Google it. Google it. I could give you some suggestions. But as I said, it's better. You're better off trying to find, like, there are always. I'm constantly. Yeah, you guys all know I'm constantly always tinkering with stuff. And I'm constantly looking at new YouTube videos on how to do something or learn how to do something. Today Designer is a woman and she has 100,000 subscribers. There's loads and loads of women with millions and millions of subscribers, but that doesn't make any difference to whether you're freaked out about people being creepy. There will definitely be people that are creepy. There are people that are creepy in society, so they'll be in, the people on the internet. It depends what sort of games you play, though. If you're playing, Call of Duty, you've got a different sort of group of people than you've got playing Planet Zoo, or House Flipper. But there's always, I don't think there's any reason to. If it's something you want to give a go, there's plenty of there's lots and lots of stuff you can do for free. So the software I use to broadcast, OBS, is free. That's how I broadcast and I record. That's free. And most of the sound stuff that I have, in fact, all of the sound stuff that I have, is pretty much all controlled through OBS, and it's free. I have to pay for this microphone. So, like, a tip for stuff that's like basic setup of your getting your voice right and stuff is get a microphone that's not on your desk. Like, if you've got a microphone sitting in front of you and you knock the desk, you hear that sound in the microphone. This thing here is the shock mount. So if I vibrate or I knock it, none of that so if I knock the desk, I mean, you might hear a bit of this, but none of that really is transferring. That vibration is not transferring into the microphone. We kind of ended up in a bit of a chat, but I'm all right with that because I'm sort of starting to run out of steam a little bit. I see some sim YouTubers are now branching out into a lot of other games and some into general vlogging. Yeah, it's a bit of it's the same thing. It's the same reason why people, as I said, people like, it's not impossible to do it, but to have no sound and to have no voice and to have no camera is very, very difficult. You're making yourself very, very difficult to discover. Not impossible, but and there's an argument to say you're better off trying to, and my thought had always been, if you go and you try and be the next COD professional, go and start playing COD or Fortnite, you're so much more invisible because you go into like House Flippers are quite, I mean, it's a bit past the point now for House Flipper potentially. But yeah, going and being someone that's playing a smaller game, you're not competing with quite so many people, but it's still difficult. It's nothing easy about it. You have to be on it, and so the vlogging thing is I mean, that's the whole basis of Twitch and streaming, for example, and a little bit less so YouTube, but it is like, it's a community thing. Like, it's a community thing that it's the same reason why people watch soap operas, because we're interested in other people. And especially like now when people are also like isolated and everything, having somewhere where you can like hang out and chill and chat and whatever is pretty cool. The ladies on it is Dutch, yes. That's not necessarily a negative. I don't know why that would be necessarily a hindrance. I use a $12 headset. That is the only mic I own. So, yes, as I said, most people would generally say sound is more important than video. People will accept a bad video before they'll accept a bad sound. A bad sounding microphone is not good. But this cost me, I think this cost me like $70 or something. But you can get USB microphones for like 40-50 quid. Headsets are generally pretty terrible. What's the difference between using green screen and doing what you do? So I will probably have a green screen on here at some point. I have actually got one. In fact, I bought the other day, I bought a tripod for putting a green screen up behind me. The difference in my brain, and some people, I've heard some thought about this, is that so I deliberately have a camera and I deliberately have some stuff in my background and don't make any attempt to hide it away, because I don't mind you being like, there's no like immersion breaking thing here. So this is a thing to like, if I was role playing, let's say I was playing a character. So I'll give you an example. It's not necessarily the right example, but let's say I was playing I don't know, some sort of first person game. Having my face in it doesn't necessarily, it sort of breaks the context of it, and having you see in my room sort of breaks the context of the game. But because I'm almost like I'm playing a character, where in something like this it doesn't really matter. Having my face in it, I think having my face in the Twitch stuff makes more sense at the moment, because we're playing together. That's how the idea works. It works less in something where I'm building in YouTube and stuff, so it probably will be that I will use the green screen in the YouTube streams at some point and not have the camera. Does that make any sense? I don't know if I'm explaining that at all. It's not a hindrance. I don't know if I have to be, but I also feel a bit insecure about my German accent when I speak English. I think it might annoy people. I think you've got your German accent, your English accent is fine. And again, that is extremely common for people to have an accent, and you won't know unless you do it. So yeah, there's plenty of people. There are people that have got accents that, you know, I would say you might, yeah, you've got the choice there. You either make content and speak in German, or you make content and speak in English, and you'll get better at it the more you do it. From speaking to you, you don't have a particularly difficult to understand, or you know, you've got a good personality, stuff like that. That's but I'm Dutch and didn't know she's Dutch for a while. Right, I see. Don't be daft with your really soothing voice and your accent is really soft. Exactly. I have a Discord server. I know you have a Discord server. You have a Discord server. Again, these are the sorts of things, though. Word of advice. Don't distract yourself with effort on things that you think are important when you've got, like, why have a Discord server? I'm not being brutal, Dennis, but why have a Discord server? I mean, I'm being a bit brutal, but it's a distraction. Have a Discord server when you've got a community, but you haven't really got a community until you've got like 100 people at least can go there. Yeah, we sort of has. I mean, I'm happy to chat, so I'm happy to chat, so it means I don't have to use my brain anymore. I don't think you sound terrible at all. You probably speak clearer than some native English speakers. Exactly. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I was going to say. I wasn't going to pick her up on it because she always picks me up on my stuff. But But yeah, no, I just like what. There's no harm. You don't lose anything other than just some like random douchebag occasionally will say something horrible. And it's still like you can't help but that stuff bothers you, and you can't help but like. I mean, I still have it. You put a video out, especially if you work really hard on it. Put a video out, and it's like, oh, that one didn't really work. What are you going to do? You look at the video, you think about what the video was about, whether there was enough people that might want to watch that video, whether it was good. If I am happy with the video and it's not really done anything, I don't think I've lost anything from that. It doesn't massively have a problem, especially when you're not, if you're really early starting out. Every video is a new thing. Every video is a. No, you can always delete them anyway. If you hate the video, just delete it. For a place to talk about my game to play, I'm working on game making. Fair enough. I mean, nothing, again, like everything's my opinion, so I'm not by any means anywhere near an expert in this stuff whatsoever. But my point was more, don't have a Discord because you think Discord, like having a Discord is the thing, because you see big people having Discords, because it does take your effort. It does take effort. It takes me time that I wouldn't get rid of it, not saying I would, but it takes me effort to do stuff, to fix things, to deal with people, to chat to people, to think up new ideas, to try and engage people. All of that is stuff that if I'm starting out, if I was at 100 subscribers or 500 subscribers, I don't think I got my Discord until I can't actually remember when I got it. I was over 1,000, wasn't I? But yeah, just anybody can do it. It's not that difficult. You just got to do it. You've got to do it and try, keep going, keep pushing at it. Get busy. And everybody, there's so many different places. This is the beauty of having of YouTube. There's nothing you're going to ask online that hasn't been answered. Like, why does my voice sound, how can I make my voice sound less nasally? How can I make my voice, and you do just get used to it. Like my girlfriend said to me the other day, like, she's something about, I don't think I could listen to my own voice as much as you do, because I don't watch the whole streams back, but I watch bits of my streams back every time, and I watch I watch all of my videos back at least 3 or 4 times while I'm making them, and you just get used to it. Like, I used to hate my voice. I don't mind it now particularly. It's just my voice. There's nothing I can do about it. And some people hate it and some people really like it. Just as many people will tell me my voice is really nice and soothing, or really like whatever, and some people will tell me that it's really annoying and they hate it. So it's like, all right, fair enough, jog on, see you later. Have it ahead of time, and that's totally your choice to make. But if my point was more, if there's a priority of things that will make a difference to your, I don't know if you're actually planning to have a channel, Dennis, or whether what you're doing, but I know you said you were making a game. But having a Discord doesn't take that long to set up a Discord server. So yeah. Anyway, right. I probably should end the stream now because I'm blathering on. I've been blathering on for bloody ages now, and probably most people are thinking, "What am I chatting about?" What am I chatting about? Right. So everybody have a lovely Easter. We'll come back to that one at some point. We will definitely come back to that one at some point. Hopefully everybody has a nice couple of days. And I said there won't be. Oh, I've lost my chat. Oh, there it is. I won't have anything out until next week now. I was going to have a video out tomorrow, but I'm not going to now. I'm done. But yeah, next week there'll be a bunch of new stuff. Monday, I think I'm going to start streaming on Monday as well, but I haven't decided yet. I haven't squared it with the boss either, so we'll have to see. All right, peeps. I'm chatting away. Take it easy. Look after yourselves. I don't need to do a raid because we're on YouTube. I'm really confused myself. Yeah, and as I said, don't, if you want to hit me up in Discord about any of that stuff, then I'm more than happy to point you in the right direction. At least I won't tell you everything, but I'll point you in the right direction. All right, take it easy, peeps. Have a good one. Enjoy your chocolate. See ya.